I want to hit on that data that just kind of crossed a short time ago. The idea that customers for Bank of America have actually been selling equities in the last 6 weeks, and ETFs that we've consistently seen inflows into have actually seen outflows. What does that say to you?
Look, I think we say that it's a rotation, not necessarily broadly from risk assets, but within the risk assets, we feel that actually the rate cutting cycle, the fact that the QT is ending and hopefully financial deregulation will come. Based on that, I think 2026 outlook is the fact that, you want to maybe move away from growth tech stocks towards the more consumer-sensitive stocks. Banks are a good pick, I think, given the fact that the curve is steepening. I would call it more like a rotation, if you will, rather than just say that a sort of like a long-term move away from risk assets at this point.
Okay. We were talking about this with an earlier guest. We are definitely seeing a rotation. There's no question about that. The equal weight's actually outperforming the market cap weight this year. However, the Mag 7, a lot of those big tech names, they're such earnings growers, they're such earnings generators. How do you outperform the index without actually holding those or being at least market weight on those names, the Mag 7 and some of those big tech names?
I think that obviously you need to have exposure to these very important growth names. But also, I just feel like this year is going to be the year of small caps, the average U.S. stock as well. You really don't want to miss on that as well, given the fact that, again, the policy is in such a position that it's very actually rare to see rate cuts happening at the same time that the QT is ending and the bank reserves are increasing, and therefore that is going to ease financial conditions, which will be hopefully helping the risk assets in general. So I would say that bring down your exposure, don't go underweight on the growth names, but at the same time, don't miss up on these important opportunities that's going to come from just like the macro backdrop being very favorable right now.
All right, that leads us to your word of the day. It's rotation. So you already gave us the thesis for that rotation. I want to get to your pick as well. It's PNC, a regional bank with earnings coming up. What's the case on PNC?
Sure. We think that PNC is a good pick for 2026, given the fact that, again, the steepening curve is really helping the bank. It's one of the banks that has the strongest outlooks for 2026. $1 billion of growth in net interest income is expected. They have recently acquired another financial institution, which is going to help. And again, as I said, the fact that the QT is ending is going to help the reserves. All we need is financial deregulation to help the bank do its job in terms of intermediation. As long as the consumer is holding strong in the U.S., which is the base case scenario for us, we also expect their capital markets activity to stay strong as well. So overall, we say that, look, their balance sheet is quite diversified. Even though they will be helped by the rate cuts, it's also the case that the balance sheet is in such a position that they're well diversified and quite rate agnostic as well in their outlook.
Okay, you mentioned the Fed very quickly. What do you make of some of the issues with the Department of Justice investigating Jay Powell? Also the fact that we're seeing a lot of geopolitical uncertainty, big spikes in the oil market due to some issues in Iran and also Venezuela. How do you factor in that headline risk and just genuine geopolitical risk when you're talking to clients? And we have to make it very quick.
Sure. We're saying that you need to diversify it. Obviously, I think commodities is a good place to diversify it against any volatility that we're going to see in equities. I think the past couple of years show that rates don't help us really on that front. So I do agree with increased exposure to the broader commodity index. I think it will broaden out about gold and silver this year.